kidding me? This is Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson. Go get him, Mr. Riff.
I'm falling sideways under your gaze. How can I...
And yet another episode here, Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson, Princess Jasmine, and the other princess in Springfield, Mass area. It's Amanda Rowe. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Amanda is a singer, musician so that's Western Massachusetts.
The 413, baby.
Oh, there we go. I have some fans in New York that got me a shirt that says, what is it? 316. And it's Central New York. It's got all the towns. It's pretty cool.
We love our codes.
Yeah, it's cool. We're 207 in Maine. It's whatever.
All right.
413. Oh, wait. First question. Amanda, question. I need to know something.
Okay.
How amazing is Shania Twain?
She is a goddess.
Okay.
She's a goddess. And she still holds up to her goddessness. The queen.
Yeah.
I went last night to her show in Mansfield, Massachusetts.
Yep.
And it was, I got a couple things to say about it. It was, I think they oversold.
Okay.
So there was a lot of people there, and we had long seats, and there was literally no place to go where you could see anything unless you stood like in a corner and saw her on the big screen. Like you tried to see her like live, like no chance at all, which really sucked. But got to, see her like on the screen and whatever. And like her whole entire performance was awesome. Her outfits were amazing as always. The one thing that's sad is, she has Lyme disease and it messed her up, a little bit. And so her songs are like a key lower now, and she can't sing, and she gets slow, and you could tell. It's definitely something that you can tell. And I almost started crying. I'm not going to lie. It was literally once I heard her start struggling, because I've watched her documentary and I follow her all the time. Mm-hmm. And she still gets out there and she still does it, but you can tell that it's not the same. And she's struggling, but she's still out there looking amazing and doing everything. And she still has this huge following that adores her because of who she is and what she represents. So, it's not always just about that perfect sounding vocal. She's got the whole other package too. So go Shania, go Shania.
I saw, and she has a rather recent release from within the last year or two. I listened to a little of it. That's a kind of funny thing I think musicians don't understand is Any Man of Mine came out and everyone's like, wow, who is this chick? With like the We Will Rock You beat and the jeans and the dress and and all the stuff, And she had, quite a lot of hits. But then I think this past album, there might not be any big hits, but for the fans, it's like, that's the great thing about a fan base is your fans will love whatever you do. Like Metallica went through so many different changes, but they got these Metallica fans that it doesn't matter. And it's wonderful that she's still, even where she's not feeling well, she can't do what she used to. It's amazing. She's touring again. It's
she's and people still, they don't care. They're like, this is Shania, who cares? You know what I mean? They still love her. People, you can't always sustain certain things, in your life. I mean, in your health, you know what I mean? It's going to take a toll on some things, but her energy that she has is going to sustain her. Yeah. Either way. So
favorite Shania song for you?
Favorite Shania song. Well, I didn't tell you I do tribute to her, too. I don't know if you saw that.
I did, and that was part of the thing I was going to mention.
Currently, there's two.
Two.
From This Moment, obviously. That's my favorite ballad.
Yep.
But her new song, Giddy Up, off her new album, Queen of Me, is like, I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, cool.
It's fun, you know what I mean? I love all her old stuff, too. But that song, for just some reason, it's like her older stuff on her new album, which really doesn't have much else like her older stuff. It's like the one real country kind of like dun 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 dun, like her older stuff. So I gravitated towards that one, and I love it. So.
I don't know if you'd be like, let's go, girls.
No.
Just a massive hit.
I love that song, don't get me wrong, but I sing it all the time.
I bet.
So it's not my favorite anymore.
I don't know if you could guess mine. I have a favorite one. So my favorite was in the Twister soundtrack. We're similar age. I bet you'll You might have remembered
I don't
that.
know. I'm gonna guess because I don't know, but I'm gonna say whose bed have your boots been under?
Who's been talking about me? What are you talking about? No, that was,
Is that right?
No, it's not right. It's the No One Needs to Know right now. You know that one? Am I dreaming? You know that one? So that was literally on the Twister soundtrack. It wasn't really in the movie.
I didn't know that.
I feel like it might have been at the end credits, but the music video was from that movie Twister, which, by the way, they're doing a remake of Twister.
Oh, don't tell me that. That was one of my favorite movies. I love storms.
2 of them are dead. 2 of them.
What do you mean?
Bill Paxton and the other guy are dead from that original movie.
Really?
Yeah, the guy that played Dusty, Dustin Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, those 2 guys aren't around, so they're not doing it with those guys. But
no.
It would be kind of cool with all the new CGI stuff and the AI stuff, what they could do with it. But that movie was so big. I remember seeing that with my dad and my brother at the theater and thinking that was an amazing movie. And Helen Hunt.
Well, in the theaters now they have it. What is it, like XR or X something? Like it's like extra
4DX.
Crazy loud and oh my god! I went with my kids to see one movie. I was literally gonna have a panic attack. I thought I was getting like blown away. I'm like, oh, there's like, I'm like, ah! I'm like, what's happening? They're like, Mom, this is whatever it's called. I go, this is too high tech for me. I'm used to old school.
Were you in the chairs that did all this?
Yes.
Oh, okay, 4DX. Yeah, I never saw it till I was in like Nashville, Knoxville.
It scared me.
And we don't have them here, but we went to see that latest James Bond movie, and when the car would go, it'd be like, boo, boo, and it like if you had back problems, that would kill you.
Yeah, they should make you sign something before you go in, saying like if you're pregnant or whatever.
But when Top Gun 2 came out, I went to see it in that after I'd seen it once, and then it was awesome when the jets take off. You're like,
yeah,
cool. But anyway, so there's that. So yes, Shania Twain. That's so cool. That's just so funny. You're like, I'm going to see Shania Sunday. I'm like, oh, that'll give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
It
was my birthday present, so I'm glad.
Oh, very good. Very good. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Well, that was in May, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. That's all right. I was saying, I must have missed it.
We weren't friends then.
That's right. That's right. So next May, I'm going to write this. I'll write it in my calendar.
Okay. All right.
It'd be like a big deal. Facebook reminds me. I had a friend the other day say, I don't like that Facebook reminds people because I want them to be thinking of my birthday. I'm like, for the amount of people I know, I would never remember. I'm sorry. It's so helpful.
It is.
What were we just talking about?
Shania.
Shania. It's a common knowledge that I'm not a big country fan, but 80s and 90s country, I'm pretty much down with, and I love Garth Brooks to the day I die. You ever seen him?
I'm not live. No.
Oh, he's so good. He's just a guy that takes control of the whole room. It doesn't matter if it's a stadium. The guy's incredible. Yeah. I saw him in Nashville. It was wonderful.
Oh wow.
But there's a lot of that modern day country. Not much. Chris Stapleton was just here in Bangor, and he's amazing. I didn't see him. I was playing a different show, but I would have loved to see him. I had friends that went, and just incredible. So there's a few, but that's awesome.
I'm all about 90s country. I'm actually starting a band.
Yeah?
Actually, I've already started it. We're not. No, this is a full country band.
Oh gosh, so busy.
But it's 90s country, so you're gonna have to like it because you said you like 90s country.
I guess I'll be there.
So now you're stuck. Yeah.
But
yeah, it's in the works. We have a name. We haven't come out yet. We're in. By the fall we should be. Getting out there and doing shows. But awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be 90s and 2000. Country. I'll do a couple modern stuff, but my heart is in the 90s. Faith Hill, Martina McBride, Sarah Evans, the Dixie Chicks, or the Chicks they call them now. Jody Messina, all that. And I'm chick stuff. I'll do Jolene.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
But I have a really great group of guys that are backing me up.
And it'll be your vocals and another male vocal or multiple?
I'm the lead.
Yep.
So it'll be me, and then I have three of the guys who are playing also can sing backups.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There was some of those bands, like, Diamond Rio and like Shenandoah. Do you remember some of them? Those are like, their harmonies,
my God.
Harmonies are amazing.
Oh, they're so tight. Yeah. Yep. And these guys are tight, so I'm excited. Awesome. So that'll be coming out soon.
Man, it's exciting.
Yay!
Very good. So I found you online. So we have not met in person yet, even though we've been talking for years.
Yes.
Like half an hour before this thing. We found out we
Like
had a
we're
lot.
besties from like.
It's so true. We had a lot more in common than I thought we would.
Yes.
And that's cool. I had seen some of your videos and your clips and your reels and stuff. I was like, she'd be have fun to have on. So I'm just starting up the podcast again, and it's amazing. So you're in Massachusetts, I'm in Maine right now, and we can talk like we're hanging out in the same room.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I'm still recording. Yep, that's my thing.
Okay, good.
We're 10 minutes in. It feels like 10 years. No, I'm just kidding.
That would suck if we went the whole hour. And oh, sorry, I gotta do it again.
I did that with Paige earlier today. We did the whole thing, and then I go, wait a minute, I'm not recording. I'm like, oh no, and we just started over. It's so great. So how about a little bit of your background?
Yeah.
Musically, however you want, life, whatever you want to talk about. So people can get a little bit to know about you, where you've been, maybe how you started out in music, and where you are today, and where you want to go, if you want.
All right, cool. So in a nutshell, I was born into a musical family. My mom had gotten her master's in music education, and from birth, we had piano students and voice students at our house practicing, whatever. My mom also directed choirs and the church stuff like that. So I was always in choirs with her. I was always by her side, either on the stage or being involved in the choir. At a very young age, I was singing alto in the adult choir. So that was really cool that I was able to hold harmonies like that and find them and whatever. Growing up, I was in still was in choir. School plays, all of that kind of stuff. I started doing like special music in school for assemblies. And then after high school, I had gotten a full music scholarship, vocal scholarship it was a Bible college in Pennsylvania. And I was only there for 2 months and I left. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But anyways,
They're reading the book like, you're not supposed to be here. No, just kidding.
It just didn't work out. So I ended up moving home and kind of put music on the back burner for a while. Ended up getting married and having a baby. So, I kind of just did karaoke. Like I didn't really go anywhere with it because when you do music and stuff like that, it's the nightlife. And I had a small child at home, and then I had another one. So I had 2 small children, and I wasn't able to do that. And that's fine, So I raised my kids, but I kept my, voice going. I did start smoking cigarettes, which was not good. And, which did ruin it for a while. I did smoke for quite many years. And anyway, so I don't know, after, I would have to say, when 2020 happened, and this is kind of where the whole thing turned. 2020 happened, March, everything shut down, and I was home. My ex-husband and I split 50-50 with the kids, and they were with him at the time. So they were stuck with him, not stuck with him, but they were with him, and I was stuck at my house alone with nobody. And it was kind of like, okay, now I'm not working. Now, what do I do? What do I do? When I was younger, what I used to do when I was really stressed out is I would go up to my mom's music studio and I would put on music and I would sing, and it would release all my stresses away. You know how it is when you sing. It just, it's the endorphins just releasing and all that. And that was kind of like the first thing that came into my head as like, I would say, I don't know, like a survival mechanism kind of a thing, was to recreate one of my rooms in my house like my mom's music studio, and to go in there every day and just sing, work on music, and kind of gather, my thoughts for my future, because everything was just tossed up in the air. I didn't know. I needed some course of something to keep me sane. And it's always been my dream, always envisioned, to be a singer, on the big stage and, all of that. And, my kids were now older, and I was, probably able to start doing that at some point. But what I started doing was I started doing Facebook Live videos, and I gathered an audience. After things started opening up again, they were only allowing like 1 or 2 acts, or like, a solo or a duo. They wouldn't
Yeah.
have more than that just because of the social distancing laws and stuff, which was actually really good for me because those who had watched me saw that it was just me and my tracks, my iPad. And so I started getting hired like around the area and stuff like that, after stuff started opening up. And then, my kids were older now, and I was actually able to do the nightlife. So I started, connecting with people and networking. And then, so, I do a lot of different genres. I grew up loving all types of music. I don't have just one that I love the most. I think the ones that I do the best are country, and I do a little bit of opera and jazz. So those are like my favorite ones to do because they're so diverse, but you can do so many different cool things with your voice, but just really finding that one thing. I don't think there's just one thing for me. Like, I love music so much. I just want to do as much as I can. And, wherever that leads me, it leads me.
Yeah.
So.
How funny that the pandemic kind of made it possible to, to come around and get back into doing what you're doing now.
It gave me the opportunity to do it because I don't know how I would have done it otherwise. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to get into the scene and all that. And, as well as just turning my life upside down, you know what I mean? I think it was the universe saying, here you go, Amanda. You've dealt with a lot of BS in the crap and, in the past or whatever. And, you've really sacrificed so much. Here you go.
Yep. Okay.
But it did come with a price, being home alone and stuff like that for that long really like kind of messed with me.
Yeah.
I got social anxiety from it really badly. So having to come out afterwards with my desire to sing and to be a part of the music crowd and, industry in any area, but especially to be able to connect and network with other people, I had to be social. And I literally made myself do it. And it's hard. I've gotten a lot better because I'm doing it a lot now. You know what I mean? But it's been a struggle big time, and I know a lot of people, sometimes they look at me, they don't know my story. So they're like, oh, who's this girl? Like, she does not connect well sometimes. And it's because I'm still working on it but I'm doing a lot better and whatever, it is what it is. we all came out of it with something, you know what I mean? And we're all trying to strive to do better. So
definitely. And it's funny too, I think, that's the one thing about this, which I'll probably say at every podcast, is that I'm hoping that people will see someone, they could just look at you and get an opinion,
right.
And then if they get to actually hear a little bit, like in the first 5 minutes, I learned more about you than I even thought was possible in that much time. And you get to get a feel for somebody that they're just normal. They were just normal people, and with problems. I mean, I think that's the thing, the humanizing. It's amazing because it's like back in the day, in the 90s, like, you don't even know how old Slash was in Guns N' Roses. Who knows? He's a god. We don't know. I know. And now it's like you can go to a Slash show or like a Slash Miles Kennedy, whatever, and you could probably meet him. We did it. We met him. A friend of mine got a tattoo that he drew on his arm. It's just so funny that things, and then with social media and everything, that, or even just the internet itself, you can learn so much. And I think there's probably some people that just don't embrace that at all. But I think a lot of the up and coming bands actually hang out with the fans and get to know them a little bit. It's just, people just want your time. They just want,
and they want you to be real too. They want to know that you're a real person, and they can like connect with you, and you like understand that, you know what I mean? We're not just these people going up there looking pretty, singing, whatever, and then just, we have parts too. Yeah,
that's what they say about me. They go, there goes Riff Johnson up there just looking pretty and singing.
I like to be very transparent. I have no shame in my game. I really don't. And some people say, oh, I think you're telling a little bit too much about yourself. No, you know what? I don't think so, because when I've been really open and candid about situations in my life, it's actually helped other people, because a lot of people that can't talk about certain things, you know what I mean? Or they're afraid to, but then they see somebody else do it, and that gives them a little more courage, you know what I mean? Or something. And it's, I don't know.
Definitely.
I'm not afraid of it. I just want to be, I'm actually here on this earth, I think, just like help people and
Yeah. Yeah.
however,
And really, it's an amazing time for it. Like we're saying, like it's just so crazy. Like these things, even these little shorts of these reels, or these spurts of, what were we calling it? Like an algorithm or something, like a burst
like,
of like, oh, that's how I saw you. Somehow you got popular. No.
I'll tell you what happened. It's really crazy. So one night after one of my gigs, I had an idea that I was going to do a Facebook Live video in the next couple days, because, I had some people in other states who, followed me, but they never heard me sing. I have not really put too many current videos up on my Facebook page, and that's my fault. But so I said, I'm going to do, and they're not all around to come. They're not in the area. They're not going to be able to come to the restaurants that are in this area. So, all right. So I owe that to them, give them like some music. So I said, got in my car, put my phone on, and just did a little video. And I said, hey guys, I'm just letting you all know that in the next couple days or on Friday, I'm going to be doing a live Facebook concert for you at 8 p.m. I hope you can join me, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. Literally, like it was after my gig. I was all sweaty. I wasn't like looking like all glamorous or anything. And it wasn't anything that I think would be like cool. I just, or that it would go anywhere. So, the next, I would say it probably caught a wave in like 3 days after, and it was just kind of like, all of a sudden I get this notification. Your video has gotten this many views. And I'm like, 1,000 views? What? How does this get 1,000 views? You know what I mean? And then the next couple hours, your video this is your video. I'm like, what do you mean? It's got all these likes. I'm like, what is happening? And so I'm trying to figure it out. A week later, it's still going. And I'm thinking to myself, something big might be happening here. Maybe I need to keep doing videos like this, or, maybe I need to catch on to the algorithm. I'm 44 years old, people. I know you don't want to hear this.
Wow.
And so this kind of the algorithm thing, I was never good at math anyways. Okay. And word problems. No. But the algorithm thing, it's taken me a long time to figure out. And I guess if you're not experienced with it, if you haven't caught the wave, you may not really get it, until you do. So once I got the wave and I'm like, all right, I'm going to start making more videos and putting out more pictures. It started, now this picture, now this video is going out here and this here. All of a sudden I'm getting all of these followers, like crazy. I went from like 2.5 thousand and now I'm at 5.2 thousand, I think. I mean,
like your page follows or whatever?
Page follows.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And this is like in the past 2 weeks, and it's steadily increasing, and I just have to keep pumping out more content, but I'm starting to understand it now, so it's easier.
I wish there was a real true explanation video on that stuff, because my keys coming up says, I think I looked at it today. I had the number wrong, but I think it's, you have 243 days of increased reach. And I'm like,
yes.
What does that mean? It means that I posted 243 days in a row. But is it really increased reach? It must be, because now we're starting to see like 50 to 70 to 80 people on a live at one time. And I'm like,
exactly.
It was always like 16 or something. So I don't know.
So it's reaching.
Just keep doing it. And I've been doing it for a while. I even get people still that get on there and like, I miss when you used to grill. I mean, what a mundane thing, right? I was like grilling when I had a home. I was like grilling. And it's always a response, but it's totally fine. Trust me.
Yeah.
So I'd be grilling and stuff. Like, let's go out and grill. And I had my phone with me and we just went live. And people love that. So, isn't it silly? It's so funny.
But
it's great.
People like it. Exactly.
Yeah. And like the humanizing thing, I think that's part of it. It just you're normal.
Relatable. That's the word. They want to be relatable.
Yeah. And it's so cool. And in my experience doing what I do now, I'm so grateful that I started to go live at all. I hated it. I hated like talking to my phone. It felt so weird.
It takes a while to get used to, doesn't it?
It does. But then as I started going live, I started talking to people like they were right there. So like I see a comment and I'd say, I respond to it. You guys got a song request? And I do a song. And I just started talking to the fans like that, and I'm like, oh, well, this kind of makes sense. And from that, literally, like planning 2 trips around the whole country, a lot of them are fans that I hadn't even met. And literally just like, they're like, oh, stay with us. And, you know, you got to kind of feel that out. Almost every time, almost every single one. Wonderful experience.
Oh, that's so cool. When did you start doing the podcast?
I started it I think a little over a year ago. I got 9 episodes in. And then I just recently been on a couple friends ones that was just on video, and I added those. And I'm going to actually start it all over again, like on YouTube. They were never on YouTube. So I'll take all the audio ones. I'll put like a picture up and do the audio ones, like episode 1. And this will be episode, I don't know, probably 13. And 13 or 14 or something. So I'll do all that on YouTube. But it'll also be like on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But I haven't figured out how to do video on those. And I don't know if I can. It's a lot to learn. I tell Paige. So Paige is my manager. She's in California. She's in Canada at the moment. She'll be back. But I'm always just like, I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if I can do that. And I just start researching it, and we'll find out one way or another. But
yeah,
but
that's
at least
how you do it.
But at least YouTube. So hopefully we'll get some. That's a tough one too. Oh, thank you for liking my YouTube, subscribing. I subscribe to yours too.
I just did that. Yeah.
Everyone subscribe to Amanda Rowe. Oh, that's on there too. So I made the second screen, which you can't see at the moment, but it says Amanda Rowe. She's in the West Massachusetts, Springfield area. If you want to see her live, at the moment, not a website, but you do have Facebook and Instagram, just Amanda Rowe Music. It's right there at the bottom. And also you have a YouTube. Is it also that?
I do, but I don't have any videos up on there yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't. Stay tuned.
Working on it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. That's correct. There's a couple stay tunes.
It's hilarious. I don't know if I can, like my YouTube video, like can we share it? Like can it be linked to your? It could be on a playlist, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how
think
that
so.
works.
I don't know.
I mean, you could literally take it, rip it, and make it your own too if you wanted to. I mean.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
But anyway, you can also share it. It's so funny, like learning these things, like sharing a YouTube video like this. Like this is primarily on YouTube because it's cool. It's video. Sharing the link on Facebook is going to get you less follows or less people will see it because it's a third-party app. So what you really need to do is take a picture, which I'll make one up, that literally is like this episode is a picture, and then the link is in the comments. Link is in the comments, guys. That's why you always see link in the comments. And then it doesn't flag it. It's so dumb. But even if you put the word YouTube, I write YTube sometimes. Because even if you say the word YouTube, it might slow down.
It flags them.
Yeah, it's
so ridiculous.
It's so dumb. I imagine maybe eventually Facebook or Meta will own YouTube. I don't know.
Like Facebook is jealous. They're like, no.
They are. Well, pretty much. We want
stop it, Facebook. Just stop it.
Yeah. It is funny though how now the things that get attention are videos. Like you can't just put out a song, an audio of a song. People want to see a video with it. I mean, you can.
Oh yeah.
But if there's no visual, they're like, eh.
It's the ADD generation, ADHD generation. They got to see. They got to have all the stimulation going on.
Oh well.
Yeah, it is what it is. We gotta adapt to.
Yeah. We got to live through a pretty cool era. So we did.
We're lucky. We're super lucky. Living in the '80s, being a kid outside. Like I was telling my son the other day, I'm like, I had to drag you outside all the time when you cry. I'm like, why don't you want to play outside like a kid? Like, we used to be out there with our roller skates until sun up till sundown. The street lights came on, and then we were home for dinner, and that was it. And we loved it. We didn't want to come home half the time. We came home all dirty. Like,
I go. So when I'm in Maine, I'm not far from the town I grew up in, Pittsfield, Maine. Not Pittsfield, Mass, Pittsfield, Maine. And I go to the park and stuff, and there's like no one there. I'm like, oh my gosh, we used to.
No, they're all home on their iPads.
They are, but it is cool. We got to live. It's funny to have the perspective of being around before computers are really a thing, and then seeing it happen, and now seeing where it's like it's almost a part of us, which eventually it might be. It might be implants and that kind of thing. It's a scary thought. Terminator 2 is making more sense to me every day. But,
All of those movies are like,
yeah.
foreshadowing.
It's weird. Do you watch that Black Mirror at all? Whew, that's a
No,
ride.
no, what's that?
It's Netflix. It's a show. I think this is like the 6th season.
Was it called Black Mirror?
Black Mirror, and
Okay.
it's all kind of like sci-fi, futuristic stuff of like possible alternative futures of things happening, and it's all kind of technology based. The newest season just came out.
I love
and
stuff like
some
that.
of the stuff it's talking about, I'm like, isn't that like in the news? It looks like something that's kind of happening right now.
Probably. Yeah.
But it's neat. You probably would like. I mean, I don't know what you like in that regards, but you probably.
I love sci-fi. I love alien
I
stuff,
was
UFO stuff,
gonna
time
say-
travel
oh,
stuff,
you
like
love it.
ancient aliens. all that.
Stranger Things.
You know what? I kind of started watching it, but then I fell off into a different series. I never
Oh.
finished it.
You probably would
so.
love it. But that's kind of got
yeah.
an 80s vibe, but that kind of sci-fi kind of. I love it. I think you probably would like Black Mirror. It's bizarre. It's interesting. But yeah, so there's 6 seasons. So if you're bored one day, which I'm sure you're never bored, it sounds like you got a busy life.
I'm very busy. Yeah.
But there is that. It's available. Black Mirror. I'll send it to you along with Jelly Roll and all the other stuff that you need to catch up on.
Yes, I know. I'm behind. I'm a little behind. Sorry.
It's okay. You were not like you weren't raising a family.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's great though.
Yeah.
I always think too, like I couldn't do what I do currently. Like if I had a family and all that stuff, it was like, so most of my family's gone. That kind of is what sparked my tour originally. Was my dad had died, and there wasn't a real need for me to be here. My sister's here, like I'm at her house right now, and she's great. But really, just it was cool. It kind of like I was like, oh well, let's go see. Originally, it was let's go see where I might like to live outside of Maine, because I mean Maine's beautiful, and in the summer it's great. I'm over winter and ice and snow. I'm done.
I can't imagine it out there. I'd be out of my mind.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So now I'm leaving in October this year, so I'm getting a little head start on it. I really like Phoenix, Arizona. And I like Texas a lot. I'm not 100% sure yet. Phoenix might be a home base, like another home base eventually.
Yep.
Which in the winter, you can't beat it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Summer's very hot.
Dry heat.
It's dry. It's better. I'd rather have it dry.
It's totally opposite of Maine.
It
That's
is.
for sure.
We did a show somewhere near Palm Springs, California. It was 108 degrees outside. I played outside, but it was in the shade. And I had a fan. And I had water.
You played outside in that?
108 degrees. A whole 3-hour set.
Holy moly!
It wasn't
Good for you.
It wasn't
Dang.
as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was very hot. I kept the water going. And there were people. I was at a resort, and people were at the pool, just out in the pool in the sun, just floating. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
No thanks.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I would rather take that dry heat. But yeah, so that's really commendable. And how cool your story is. You kind of come around of like, oh, I'm doing music again, and now you're really pursuing it. And some of the places you're playing are great. I mean, for not.
I'm at MGM.
Oh man, cool place.
Which I'm excited about. So I'm there not with my solo, but there with I have another female. Her name's Nicole Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
She does Lady Gaga. She's been doing the Lady Gaga tribute around our area. She's so cool. Yeah. She's a power female. Like her and I working together, we're just like a force to be reckoned with. Like
awesome.
We've been friends probably for like maybe a year and a half now. We've been doing our show for a year, and it's very like females. It's really hard to work with another female because they can get catty. I mean, it's hard. It's just, she's not like that. And I'm not like that. Neither of us like drama. We get to business. Yeah. When we first started our show, there was 3 of us. And then it just kind of fell down to the 2 of us. And you know, we wrote the show, you know, it's not our own music there. It's tracks right now. We're looking for a band eventually. But it's all upbeat dance pop, like duet stuff. Like we make everything into a duet and we dance and we have costume changes, which is why MGM took us on, which was really, really cool. So we had our first show. We got booked for 3 more, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's called Ladies Night.
Yes.
And
I saw the flyer.
Ladies Night.
Cool.
Yep. So we're also on Facebook. And you know, so that's another fun show. It's just a whole different dynamic. And then of course I have my country band coming out, so that's going to be that. And then, you know,
that's awesome.
Those are my babies. So we'll see.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah,
Keep doing
I'm pretty
it.
proud of him.
Very good. Yeah, it's something. I think people like to see that too. I mean, it's a very empowering thing.
I didn't want to go the rest of my life. I know I only have I'm 44, so I have like certain amount of time left where I could do something like this and have the vitality and all that. I want to do everything I can do to get where I can before I'm dead.
Yeah. And that's the thing is too, and that we even know of, we don't know. We don't know it's like tomorrow.
No.
I think that's one of my kind of things in life is like, because I'm getting into doing public speaking too. I got to speak to one of the 6th grade classes in Phoenix. It was pretty awesome. It was just about life and like what to expect after school, and how after school is kind of like being in school. And one of the things though that I always say is like, one of the problems is as humans we don't know how much time we have, but we think we do. A lot of times like, oh well, someday I'm going to go to Paris, or I'm going to do this, or someday I want to do that, someday I want to do this. It's like, wow, that you were saying that 10 years ago. And it's we don't know. It's the craziest, like just the rare possibility that we're even born or became a human. It's amazing the chances of that. So it's like it should really light a fire under us. It's hard sometimes when you get a change perspective. Sometimes somebody in your family or someone close to you dies, and you're like, oh my God, there's not much time.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I definitely know that.
So
yeah.
That's awesome. It's very commendable.
Thanks.
That's so good. So, let's see. I'm going to bring up your stats again. Not that anybody missed it, but Amanda Rowe Music right there. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube videos to come.
Website to come.
This might be your first YouTube video.
Yes! Oh my
awesome.
God! I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say it's cool that you're like, I never really did anything like this. It's funny that the amount of people I just started asking people like, do you want to be on a podcast? And so many people said yes. The list of people is unreal. So I might, if I get enough of them, I might end up putting a couple a week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll start with one a week.
Definitely. I mean, you seem to be passionate. Yeah. You're good at it too. You're really good at it.
Thank you for that.
You are.
It's so much fun. It's fun meeting people and even folks I haven't met yet in real life. But it's just fun. It's just, I think, just being grateful to be able to do what we do and meeting people and the whole human experience is just cool. It's with all of it, the ups and downs and the unexpected stuff and it's great. Are you still there? Uh-oh. We froze.
I am. Yep.
Okay,
yep. I think something happened. Yeah.
Earlier, Paige froze up, and I just kept talking, and I was just kind of like joking about it. She was like, you weren't in like a bad position at that point.
Okay.
It wasn't very long, but she was for like a while. I was kind of like, Paige, come in. Like I'd come over here, like knock on the, which doesn't make sense yet until you see the thing. But that's cool. Wait. So do you have anything else you want to add? What are we at? Let me see. 37 minutes. That was a lot. We talked a bit before. The real convo. That was in depth. It's so cool. We have so much to talk about now.
I know. Oh my God! Like, and that's something that would be like hours. Yeah. Just because.
What's the restaurant, like the Italian restaurant you play? Valentiana Piano, something or other?
Yeah,
what is that?
Close. Villa Napoletana.
Wow.
Villa Napoletana.
What is that?
Yeah, it's a fine dining Italian restaurant in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts.
Oh.
And I'm there every Thursday from 7 to 10. I'm their like girl. I do all their special events, most of their special events too. So.
Oh, you know what? I've got a show coming up July 23rd. It's a Sunday, and it's at Kevin O'Leary's in Southborough.
Okay.
Where's that? It's not quite out.
I don't know. I don't think that's near me.
It's not far from.
I think that's near. No, I think that's like.
It's a little more middle.
Is it near Marlborough?
Probably.
Southborough, the boroughs.
The boroughs.
I think the boroughs are all towards Boston.
Yeah, it's a little outside of Boston. It's probably. Yeah. Let me see here.
I know. I got to come hear you. I heard. Yeah. I listened to a couple of your songs, and your voice is amazing.
Oh, thank you for that.
You have a great voice.
Oh,
I was like, wow. Actually, I finally listened to you yesterday when I was driving, or I wasn't driving, but my boyfriend was driving us to Shania.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to hear him. I want to hear him.
Cool.
We're
cool.
listening, and it's because he's my boyfriend Matt. He's an '80s enthusiast as
Oh,
well.
excellent. We'll get along.
Yeah, and he's got red hair. He's a ginger too. I go, hey, you guys got something in common.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to put more covers. I'm going to lead on the 80s thing more. My next cover, fan voted, is it's crazy. It's The Flame by Cheap Trick.
Okay.
So that's going to take some guts. But I wanted to make
You can do it.
some more YouTube. YouTube seems to be a great medium to do it. I can also share it on. But I did that one of Africa, Toto.
I love that
and
song.
we did it live. I don't know if you saw that one or not, but that one's on my YouTube. It's kind of a big one. I think I might have pinned it at the top somewhere on my fan page. There's just so much stuff. But Africa was cool because I did a little beatbox before, and then I did the thing. And it was pretty fun. It was a great song.
I'll make sure to take a listen to all that.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna lean into that a little bit more. Do some more '80s covers, and then I got to remember to cut them up, make reels and TikToks, and it's just there's so much.
There's so much.
Yeah, I literally told Paige, I said the next person we hire will be that. It'll probably be a graphic artist / video editor / all that social media, even updating. Like I got to sit there. What I need to do is Sunday, go through the whole week every day and see what I want to post and post them all on Sunday. To feature schedule.
Yes. Yeah, I need to do that too. I've been thinking the same thing to get organized with that. Because when we do it ourselves, it's like, it's so overwhelming.
And even to share a video from a while ago or share a reel you made a month ago. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter because there's always new eyes. And it only gets out to so many people. So it's cool. It's a lot. It's a lot to do that. It's not just dressing up like Shania and getting out and being like, let's go.
Our 40-year-old brains just can't get it yet. We're trying. It's
true.
gonna work. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Riff, we're gonna do it.
All right.
I have faith in you. You have faith in me.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
More now. So.
Yes.
That's so cool. No, I'm glad you're getting to do that. What a cool story, though. What a great thing to kind of like come around again and now doing what you love to do, which is so great. And you have somebody support you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's huge. You have to have support.
That's so good. That's good. So I look forward to seeing you. Oh, I just looked. It's a little before Worcester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester.
You don't say Worcester? I thought only people from Massachusetts.
That's what it looks like.
I know.
I don't
know because a lot of people that are not from Massachusetts, they call it Worcester. So I thought maybe because you were from Maine that you would call it Worcester too, but you say Worcester, so
I do only because I've been around it. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, true.
I'm semi-worldly educated now. It's Detroit, Michigan. We have a town near here they call it Detroit. So when you're talking about Maine, it's Detroit, Maine. Or they did Detroit Rock City, so someone called it, Detroit, but Detroit. I call it Detroit, Maine, and people look at me crazy, and I'm like, okay, guys.
You don't sound like you're from Maine though, because usually there's a thick accent.
Yeah, a lot of people do. My neighbor right down the road, he sounds like he's born and raised. I don't know why. My mom was a big enunciating and speaking and just everything critic. Like, I don't know. Don't chew with your mouth open. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's very, very strict.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people tell me that I don't sound like I'm from Maine. I definitely don't. Bob Marley, the comedian, he does enough of it for all of us. But that's so cool. So yes, so when I'm out there, I got a few days too. Maybe we'll just all get together and do something because I'll be staying in Southborough for a day or two with my cousins, so I'll be not too far.
All right, let me know when you're there, and I'll see you if we can all hook up.
Yeah, and if you're playing a show, even better. I'll take the drive. I don't mind.
Oh yay!
Yeah,
I probably will be.
Yeah, when you drive the country, it's just like, 100 miles, nothing to it.
You gotta come out and see the 413. Come on.
Oh yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah, I gotta get a shirt from there.
Experience the 413.
Get a shirt from every time.
You should get a shirt for Bondi's Island. Do you know
what
that
is it called?
It's called Bondi's Island.
No,
it sounds nice, but it's not. It's the waste plant.
Excellent.
But it's called Bondi's. It's a 413 thing.
Get
but they have a shirt. It says it's literally like today probably it probably smells awful over in that area because it's humid. But They have T-shirts that says Bondi's Island. It's got like a palm tree on it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a funny.
I'm gonna get a shirt that
413
says
thing.
"I got wasted at Bondi's Island." Waste.
Yes, there you go.
That's hilarious. Very good. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being so kind to take the time to do this. And
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me to do this. This is so much fun.
You're
I love
very welcome.
it.
Make sure to share all this stuff, and I'll share your stuff when I see it. And
You know
that'll
it.
be awesome. We'll meet up down in the wait, what was it again? 413.
In the 413.
I gotta remember that. All right, hon.
Yes.
You have so much fun and good luck.
All right, you too.
All right, see you.
Bye.
Where's the damn button?
I'm falling sideways under your tail.